So welcome everybody to Limor Weber Designs Mixed Media Show on Tuesdays. And the reason I don't have it pointing to my face is because, actually, let's see if this works. No, you'll see my knee and that won't work. Never mind. Okay, you'll see my lap. Anyhow, the reason it's not pointing, I don't know, Ustream is being funny and it doesn't really want to work with us with the other camera switching back and forth. So let's do the announcements. Here's the first announcement. Of course, you guys probably may have seen that we did the Limor Weber Designs design team announcement yesterday. So I want to officially live, say congratulations and welcome to the new team. They're amazing. It was incredible to get so many submissions, and I was so sad that I had to say no to so many. But I'm super excited about the team that we have and the guest designers that are on there. They're all just super, super incredible. So much talent. They're super fun to work with already. They're just so sweet. And I just can't say enough about them. So just help me welcome them because some of them will be on here tonight. So please, please, please. I'm going to try and convince them. I know one of them has said yes already, but I'm really going to try and convince them to do a Ustream show here and there. Would you guys like that? Would you guys be interested in that and in supporting them? I know they're amazing, and you know there may be a few hiccups at at the beginning, but it would be really great if you guys could watch them create live, right? Wouldn't you love that? So you guys need to let me know if you're interested in seeing something like that. But anyhow, tonight there's another announcement, and the other announcement is that we have, I am coming to California. All right, I'm coming to California. I'm coming to the Prima office, and I'm going to teach a couple mixed media classes, okay? And we'll be doing sneak peeks this week and next week. And it's cool because Prima decided to make this kind of an event, which is really fun. And so what they've done is they've allowed me to have the office as a crop space. So we're going to have crop. You guys can have the two classes, plus you'll do a crop. You'll Saturday and Sunday, and I will be bringing prizes and giveaways, as well as you guys will get the opportunity to shop the Prima warehouse. How crazy is that? And then all weekend, you'll get the opportunity to do that. And the other cool thing is that we have a fabulous, fabulous retailer coming to set up shop for all the greatest and latest scrapbook supplies. So Scrapbooking Forever will be there. Deb Back, if you guys know who that is, she's amazing. So she's going to be there the whole weekend for you. So it's so, so awesome. And then there's food included, so I will be providing the lunches and a whole lot more. Oh, we'll be doing a live with Prima show, so it's so much fun. Can you believe? And it's only I'm charging only $1.99 for that whole weekend. That includes your kits, that includes your giveaway, like everything. So pretty awesome. So be sure to join us, and the ladies will post, my admins will post the links for you all. Okay. Yeah, spread the word because it's going to be fun. All right. And what else? What else? I think that's it. So why don't we get this party started, and let's create some awesome little tags. Now, I may not create, I wasn't really planning on creating the tags that I saw, that I posted live. That was just, I needed a picture of a tag. But, oh, I'm already getting messages. Let's see, is that Yvonne? No. Okay. So I wanted to create these tags. Now here, let me grab what we're going to create with, though. We have these fabulous tags in the shop. Mind you, a lady literally before the show bought a whole bunch, so I'm sorry if they're sold out. But anyhow, there are these fabulous tags. Now, if they're all sold out, don't you worry. I will be getting more in, but I will also show you how to create this fun little background, okay? So don't you worry about that. And let's make the tags. Did I leave them here? So we're going to create a variation maybe of these tags, okay? So here's the fun little tags, and maybe we can do some other colorful ones as well. How cute are they, right? So let's show them a little bit closer. See how cute they are. So much dimension, so much fun stuff on there. This one right here. And last but not least, this one. Okay. So let's do that. I'm going to put these aside for just a moment. Oh yes, one last announcement. I don't know, it'll make some of you very, very, very happy. The 20th time this stamp has sold out in the shop because you guys love it so much. Guess what I just got in? So it's reordered and back in. So feel free. I get messages daily about this stamp. So we now have more. Yay! This is that indigo blue bubbles background. It's awesome. It's my favorite stamp. So it's back in. And tonight I'm going to be finishing putting, we just got a giant shipment of from our suppliers. So we'll be putting in lots of new Prima, lots of new products tonight, which we'll play with a little bit tonight. I think I'm going to use some of these tonight. These are brand new Prima Flowers. Check out the awesome box. You get 24 pieces. How cool is that? And I think it's like $5.50 or something. I could be wrong, but something like that. So these will be going up on the site tonight, and then you can repurpose the box. How cute is that? And these ones are just stunning. Aren't they gorgeous? They're kind of flat-ish, but they're transparent, and they just create the most beautiful effects. And then these in like a whole bunch of different colors and a whole lot more. I just kind of want to give you a quick snippet of what's coming on the website, okay? So I'm just going to put that on the side. We can work with some of those tonight as well. So before I go ahead and start with this one, I'm actually going to show you how to create this fun little background. And it's really easy. So all you need is a tag or two, okay? And I am going to grab my other craft mat. I don't want to get my teal one dirty. So let's grab our dirty one. All right, how does that sound? And we're going to take a little bit, you can either take gesso or you can take acrylic paint. I'm going to take a little bit of white gesso. If I can find any, right? Like, I don't know how to find white gesso around here. Really. As I laugh, because, oh, here we go. Here's some gesso. All right. We've got lots of gesso in the store, so feel free to look on there. I sell them in nice big tubs because I find that gesso is one of those things that, you know, everybody kind of goes through. So all you need to do is you just take a little bit of gesso and gesso up your tag. And gesso does have a little bit of that translucency, so your tag's not going to be perfectly white, okay? It's going to be a variation of that. If you want it super white, you can add acrylic paint. However, the acrylic paint doesn't have the same type of tooth that the gesso is going to have. So, you know, and it's not going to react to some of the paints or some of the inks that we're going to put on there that well. So I'd rather use gesso than the white acrylic paint. Okay. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to put a couple layers actually so that they're nice and white. I know some of the international girls are, man, it's like 3 a.m. for them. They're total troopers, aren't they? So great. Do we have any new people tonight? Anybody new? All right, I'm going to add just one more layer because as you can see, there's still a bit cream, and so I just want them to be a little bit whiter. That's the thing with gesso, right? That should help. And this is a bit of a heavier gesso, which is slightly less transparent than some of the other ones. My favorite gesso of all time is that super heavy gesso from Liquitex. It's like penitent cream. I don't use it for this particular application, but I do love it. All right, so let's go ahead and dry this guy and we'll get started. Oh, we do have some new ones. That's awesome. Welcome, guys. Yeah, Marcel, if you're having issues, just refresh. Sometimes that happens. Oh, don't you love clear gesso? It's awesome. All right, so all you need to do now is you need to find your favorite scripted stamp. Let's see if I have one right here. Let's see. If not, you can grab any stamp you want. Let's see if we can find one in my little stash here that I closed off to the side. We could do this one too. It's kind of fun. I can't find my scripted stamp. Not a big deal. Let's use one we have in the shop that's really fun. But you can do, this is the exact same technique. I love this one. Check this out. Look how big it is, these gorgeous numbers. Oh, love this. Love, love, love. I'm going to actually maybe put it on a block today. I know, that's crazy, right? Just so that we get a little bit more of a perfected impression. So you got to peel the back. I love this stamp so much. Okay, and can you believe I haven't used it yet? Just too busy girl. And you can take your favorite black ink. I like to take my black Stampers Big Brush pen. I know we are sold out in the store, you guys. They're on order, okay? So we'll get more in right away. I'm actually, because it's such a big stamp, I'm actually going to take a stamp pad. It'll be a little bit easier for me. So let's grab just regular black archival ink. It's not as dark as the Stampers Big Brush pen, but it is a little bit easier for the bigger stamps for me. So let's do that. Ink it up really, really good. Probably need to juice up my stamp pad a bit. It's drying out a bit, but that's okay. Okay, get those. Look at this stamp. I mean, yummy. I know, I love this stamp. And so instead of turning it, what I like to do the opposite. I find that you get a much nicer impression. And I actually go ahead and apply it this way. And then you can take a brayer or anything that you've got, right? And really just get it in there. Where is my brayer? It's somewhere in there. But you can take your hand and just really get it in there, okay? And then I go ahead and lift. Look at that stamp. That is just pure yumminess, right? So let's do it. I could ink it up just a tiny bit more for the other sides, but it is such a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp. Let's do it over here so that it's a bit off and different. Cool, hey? And then you can do something different on the side, okay? So that's really fun. So that's how you can create your own little background, little tags, right? So whatever background stamp you have, you can imagine how many tags like this you can create, right? So just a quick, that was a quick little example. So we'll use these tags for sure along with this one, okay? But just for fun. Maybe we can do, should we do one more with a different background just for fun? Except I don't know where I put my tags. So we're not. We're just going to use those. And let me just clean this off. It's really juicy. I don't usually clean my stamps off, but this is really, really juicy, and I don't want it to get everywhere. Usually I like to prime my stamps by leaving the ink on there. And of course, I should mention, make sure you use a permanent ink because we are going to be adding other inks and that are going to lift the black ink if it's not a permanent ink, okay? So just something to watch, all right? And lift, and I just like to slip them. I love these Unity stamp bags because they don't rip, and so they're the perfect little sealed bag, okay? And we'll also be using some of, what's my other Unity that I love? Here it is. We'll be using this guy today as well. I love it. It's the little She-Art doodles that I just got in the store, and this is my second set. I don't know where I put my first set, but I love them because they're all, can you see the photo? They're all the fun little edging doodle stitching. So we'll be playing with that around the tags. So maybe let's do that right now. Let's do this fun one right here. Oops. And they all come, you can rip all this stuff off, which is great. And you can even create your own stamps with it if you wanted to, which is really fun. I don't know which one I want to use. Let's use this one. This one's kind of fun. All right. And I can just slip them back. And then I'm not worried with these bags. I can just slip them right back. Oh my God, you never knew it slid apart? Oh, you're so funny. There we go. And just ink it up with my Stampers Big Brush pen. And actually, we can kind of do that same technique, right? Imperfection is perfect. Okay, so it's got like a fun little edging. How cute is that? We can even do a little edging right here. Just gives it a little something, just for fun. And then we can go ahead and start embellishing and creating some fun little inking backgrounds with this buddy. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's put that off to the side for just a momento. Un momento. And then what I'd like to do next is to create these tags. It's really fun. It's all about a little bit of layering. So what I've done is layer, 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 and I'll show you how to do that. You can take your absolute favorite washi tape. Okay, we've got tons in the store if you don't have any, which I'm sure you guys have some, so I'm not actually worried. Let's see, let's find some really cool ones. There's a whole bunch of fun ones that you can get. Just trying to find some really cool ones. There's tons. This is fun. This is like the periodic table of elements. It's actually really dark, so let's go with a little bit lighter. Maybe this gray one would work. Okay, so we're going to add just a little bit of layering on there, just like so. so that we can have little peaks poking out a bit. So you're not going to see the whole thing, right? And if we wanted a little bit of color, let's add just a little bit of colored washi tape. So let's find one as I'm dropping them everywhere. You can't see what I'm doing, but trust me. Let's see here. Should we do pink, teal? I don't know. Let's try this guy. He's kind of fun. Let's see. Come on. Pull out. Since we're going with a chevron pattern, we're even going to pull him off just a tiny bit. I love doing that. Okay, just like that. Can you see? Just fun little easy peasy. Okay. We'll leave this one for later, and I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to add the rest and fold it over. Okay, layer number 1 done. And I'm thinking I want a bit more of a pink undertone, so let's add just one more, because I'm obsessed with washi tape. Really am. I do have a new, well, it's not a new obsession. I've had it actually for a while. I love using it as layers. Just gives it a little pop of color. Okay, just like that. All right, so that's our little background. One of the pieces of our little background. And then sometimes I like to add a little bit of stenciling on there, but something a little bit simple, not too crazy, not too much. So I take my favorite stencils. So let me grab it right here. So what's this one? Let's see. Let's take this one right here. Okay, this is one of the Crafters Workshops. It's in the store. I don't know the name, so don't ask me the name because I actually don't know. Okay, and you can take whip spackle, or you can take, this is just titanium white, so heavy body white acrylic. And I like to take these beautiful makeup foams. These work really, really great. And you can chuck them if you're done with them. Okay. But let's add a little bit of contrast on there because it's really dark, right? So a little bit of contrast will go a long way. Not too much though. Don't go crazy on it. Some areas can be heavier than others. Okay. And left. Woo! And left. Ooh, funky, funky, funky. It looks blotchy on there. I probably put a bit too much, but actually what's really cool about it is it actually has a really cool honeycomb effect. I don't know if you can actually see that. So you probably can't. It's a really bad technique on my part, but at the same time, I actually really liked the way it turned out. It's got a nice little blotchiness, whereas it should probably be more like this, where it's just a straight. So I just put too much on my sponge. So just be careful for that so that it doesn't seep underneath. Even teachers make mistakes, right? As you've just noticed, and that's totally okay. So it should be more like that. See how nice it is? The white dots really just kind of help, but I love that blotchiness. In fact, I almost want to create another one right here because it'll just kind of tie it all in, and all you have to do is just add a ton of paint, and I think you'll create it. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's really cool now. I do like to clean my stencils off, so don't forget about that. Okay, clean them off because otherwise they get really gunked up and they're probably really, really hard to clean after. So what's really cool about mixed media tags too is that not all of them have to be perfectly the same, but I'm at the same time showing you the same techniques that I've used for these tags, and you can have them look totally different, right? And that's really cool. As long as you know the techniques down, you can then create, you know, your own style of tags. But I think sometimes we just need to learn the techniques. Like, how did she actually do that effect? How did she get that, right? So that's really what it's all about. Okay. So I'm just going to put that right there, and let's dry this puppy up. Questions, anybody? Oh yes, I forgot to talk about my Mixed Media Creative Club. What's really fun, for those of you that did not see it, some of you may be watching it on YouTube. The Creative Club is really cool. It's a little bit different. So what it is, it's more of a really in-depth, it's not a Ustream show, so I go quite a bit in depth into techniques, into products, into actual projects. So we will be doing a full project. And sometimes it's more than one video, sometimes it's split up into 3 videos because it's so long. And we talk about everything. It's all about mixed media. So, you know, we'll be creating big canvases, we'll be creating art journal pages, we'll be doing all sorts of things in the club. And do you know how much it is? It's $10 a month. It's super cheap. So be sure to sign up. We have tons of people that have signed up. The club is really nice and full, which is awesome. We've created our own private little group. So it'll be really, really great. The more people that join, of course, the more fun it is, right? So definitely give it a shot if you are interested, all right? All right, perfect. Whew, it's smoking in here. So we'll let that sit for just a minute here, and I'll grab the embellishments. So what I'm going to grab is, I'm going to grab, I know all of you in your stash, because you're just as bad as I am, okay? I know that you all have chipboard everywhere, right? From every single company you can possibly think of. This happens to be Dusty Attic chipboard that I have, but you know, you can use anything. And I like to use nice little corners of things. As you can see, I kind of rip them apart. So that's exactly what I used, for example, in this tag, right? See the 14? That's from these numbers right here. In here, see this guy right here? That is the other half of this. So lots of fun that you can create with these guys. So let's go ahead. Let's grab, because this has numbers, I kind of really like this guy, but I don't know if it'll fit okay. So let's try this out. Why not, right? I don't have these in the store. I'm sorry. I know you're going to ask. And I like to just kind of really rip it apart. Make it fun. I don't like clean edges, all right? I'm all about the non-clean edges. Yeah, that's perfect. So we'll actually gesso that up so that it really pops. All right, so let's do that. So let's grab a little bit, or actually, you know what? Not gesso, but let's use white acrylic paint because it'll be nice and white, which sometimes the gesso doesn't do with the chipboard. Okay, there we go. So I'll just put that down right there, and we'll get this and give this a nice coat of white paint. It's a bit of a heavier gesso, so or heavier paint, so I have to watch not to seep too much in the holes. Okay. Just like that, and lift. Perfect. And then let's clean this up. All right. Perfectamundo. And let's just close this up. Perfect. Yeah, I knew you guys had tons of chipboard. So use what you have too. All right, perfect. Perfecto. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to take my favorite stamp. You guys know this guy, just to give it a little bit more texture because I can. And right there, look how beautiful that is. Do you see that? Just adds a little pop. And it really, really goes. So that's what I'm doing. I love that. Look at that. Oh, it's so retro. Cool. So we're going to add that right down here. And you see it kind of covers that blob, but not so much. So let's add it with a little bit of glue. And I'll do it on the big piece right here. Woo! It likes to fart. I finally got this glue in the store too because everybody's like, where do I get this? It's in. It's in. We've got it now. I love it. It's my favorite glue. I know it's a bit gunky sometimes, but man, does it hold. Which for me, when I add embellishments, holy moly, you guys. I want to make sure it holds down and it's not going anywhere. Drives me crazy when I'm trying to create projects and it slides down the page and you're like, really? For those of you that don't know, I'm doing a live Prima show tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Thursday. Do you want a sneak peek of the project? Really, really quick? Here it is. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? And that's all you get. So that is what you get on Thursday. So be sure to tune in and in the Prima channel. Okay. All right. So that's it for the chipboard for this particular tag. And then what I like to do is you can actually go ahead and take some flowers or metal or anything like that. So this frame would be really fun on there with some words on it. It's really heavy though. It's really, really heavy. Let's see if we have a smaller one. Or see, I've got this one right here. But these are huge. These are humongous. I'm going to show you a little secret. Are you ready? Or my little secret stash, I should say. Okay, so I got to show you these. I've got these crazy memories boxes. All right. There's 2 of them, and they're my secret metal boxes, and they have drawers and stuff in here. I know you can't see because it's on camera, but I don't know if you can see there's drawers that pull out, and there's more embellishments. This happens to be my Timmy Holtz, and so there's frames and all sorts of fun stuff. Like we could use this one. This would be really fun, right? So, you know, one of the things that I do, I'm going to show you the other one because what I want to show you is that sometimes it's hard to find embellishments when they're not properly sorted. So I got myself these boxes and I kind of sort all my metals into different categories. So, you know, I've got my leaves and my flowers in one. I've got like buttons and things in another, so that I kind of know, like these are all keys or keyholes, right? These are like little, over here's all the little Prima charms and things like that. So that's my recommendation. Here's more frames. That's a cool frame, right? So I know that these are all frames or the cameos that go inside frames. So I think one of the biggest things that kind of hinders us from creating sometimes, it's the fact that our stuff is not sorted. So that makes it really hard to be creative when you don't know where your stuff is. So I'm going to grab this one too because it's really cute. And I'll put this off to the side so that I can keep grabbing them as we go. Okay. But they're really, really fun to create with. I know, those boxes are awesome. I do love them so, so much. Yeah, this will be awesome. Look how cool that tag will look, especially with a little something in there. This one is a little bit too ornate. Actually, it's kind of cool. But we'll use this one. And I want to paint it white because that's kind of the theme that we're doing. And then we'll do a little bit of inking as well here in a moment. So let's go ahead and actually grab our white. That was some eye candy, wasn't it? I was teasing you. Yeah. I was teasing you with my stash. Sorry. Okay, so look how cool it looks when it's white. Oh, yumminess. And it'll take on ink really, really well. All right. Just like that. So we're just going to give it, I'm actually going to close this up. I don't like it when my paint is not closed because then it dries out, especially my good paint. It does, doesn't it? It really does pop. All right. Now what I want to do is I actually want to take a little bit of my lighter type of gesso, like this one right here, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a whitewash. Okay, and I like this gesso because it's nice and light. It's not so heavy, which some of the other gessos are awesome as well, but they're heavier, so they are too, like I would have never covered the tag with this gesso because they would have taken like 3 or 4 coats, but I like to use it more for whitewashes and stuff. So everything has a purpose, right? That's kind of how it works. And so just going to lighten it up just a tiny bit in there so that my inks, when I put them on, will take on really well. So just really getting in there, okay, so that when I do my drippage, it really does drip nicely. Okay, so just making it a bit lighter. All right, just like that. You don't have to go totally crazy. Okay, and I will go ahead and dry that really quick. And if you get really close, look at the bubbling that happens. Can you guys see that bubbling? Let me show you. How cool, how much texture does that have? It's too much fun. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ink. Hang on, sorry, I'm just closing this up because I can't close the drawer. It's not letting me. It's being very stubborn at the moment. Something in the back is stuck. Oh great, now I can't open the drawer that I need to open. Something got stuck in there. Sorry about that, ladies. There we go. All right, so what colors do we want? We want a little bit, we want some of the eyes inks. I was thinking the pink, but maybe we'll do, I know you guys are gonna laugh, but I'm gonna say teal. Only because there's some in there, and maybe a little bit of yellow, because I love the yellow. There's 2 kinds of yellow. Let's do shiny. No, let's do nice and bright. So this one is topaz, and this one is mimosa. And what I like about the eyes inks is that they're acrylic and alcohol. And some of them are shimmery and some of them are not. This mimosa happens to be more of a fluid acrylic matte, and this one has a nice shimmer to it, which you can see. So they're really, really fun, and they do activate with water really beautifully. So I'm going to take my spray bottle, which is right here, and I'm just going to move this off to the side. And I'm just going to wet exactly where my eyes inks are probably going to go. And I'm going to start with my teal guy, and I'm going to shake him really good actually so it really mixes up. All right, and I'm just going to lift this up, and I'm actually going to drop it. Okay, and it is really nice and thick, as you can see. It's a really nice thick ink. You don't need a whole lot. It is quite highly pigmented. So, and then what I like to do is I like to take a little bit more water as well, again, and look at it run. Okay, if you get close, sometimes I do help it with my fingers, but it reacts so beautifully. Okay, and it starts to drip down, and it seeps into those crevices really, really beautifully. Look at that, right? So it reacts really beautifully. You guys have seen it before, I know. I've done several shows with it. Before it dries, I'm going to add a little bit of the yellow for some contrast. Okay, and I think I'm going to drip it the other way. It's a little bit thicker, or it's a little bit smoother, this yellow, so it drips a little bit better. But it gets in there, and I don't want to do too much either because it's more of an accent color. Okay, and we'll just, there we go. There it goes. And it mixes, and it creates like this gorgeous green, which I love. Look at that green on the bottom. Oh, yumminess. All right, when it mixes with the teal, love that. So let that sit for just a second there. Aren't those three colors just beautiful together? I love that combination. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and dry. I know you guys are used to going really overboard with your inks, but you don't need to. All right, I want to show you something. When you get up close, do you see this right here? It looks like a river and it's bumpy. That's the acrylic paint, and the ink just kind of went, I know the camera doesn't show it that well, but it went into the crevices, which created this gorgeous texture on it. If I took a picture after the show, you guys will see just a little bit better, but the texture is really, really cool. So you know, who would have thought a tiny little tag can take, you know, so much life, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this frame, right, and maybe put it right here. And we could add some words to it, which would be really fun. Like you could even take some of these. How many of you have all this stuff? Which I know tons of you do. Be free. We can do believe. Ooh, let's do believe. That one's kind of fun. If we put it on here and we actually painted it black, that would be kind of fun. Something different, right? Or you could put, these are the Heidi Swap stickers we have in the store, right? Those are really fun, which are the ones that I misplaced before the show, which I was going to use. But anyway, I love these. I'm kind of addicted to these. They're beautiful. So, but let's try this one because I think it's fun. Just wood, and I know you all have tons of wooden pieces and chipboard pieces and all this kind of junk in your stash, so feel free to use the stuff that's in your stash as well. Oh, there's also like, oh, these are fun actually, and then I don't have to paint it black. These are those Tim Holtz plastic framed parts. These are on order. They're back ordered right now, you guys. I'm sorry, but they are. Oh, and they are self-adhesive too. So let's use these. I love this. Let's do note to self. Yeah, I like note to self. That's kind of cute. So I think, oh, they just kind of pop out. All right. Come on, baby. Come out. Just twist them off, okay? These are kind of fun. It's a bit big, though. No, that does not look good. Sorry, ladies. Never mind. We'll just put that aside and we'll go with believe because that did not look good. So let's grab some black gesso or paint or something like that. Let's do this fabulous chalkboard paint. Okay, love this chalkboard paint, but let's grab a different brush. Okay. And we'll paint this black so that it really pops. And I like the chalkboard paint because it's got that matteness to it. It's not shiny. Don't want shiny. Shiny is not good. Okay. This chipboard piece has a glossiness to it, so I'm just going to put 2 layers of the chalkboard paint because it'll take away that. There we go. Just 1 layer so it gets nice and chalky, and then I add that second layer. When stuff has that shiny coating, sometimes it's tough for things to, you know, adhere to it. But the beautiful thing about the chalkboard paint is that it does have a lot of tooth. So that's really cool. And then what's really cool about this is I can actually back this up on a white so that you can actually see the wording. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let me show you my little tricky poo. Here's a little trick of the day. I'm going to take some white cardstock and let's see if I've got some. I know, who doesn't have white cardstock? Believe it or not, Limor does not always have white cardstock because I use it so much. All right, here we go. Let me dry this up. All right, just like so. And we're going to back this up onto a white piece of cardstock. Just like so. Ta-da! Let's make sure this glue does not seep everywhere. Don't put 20 pounds of it like I just did. There we go. That's a bit better. And then we're going to cut it up. Okay, just like so. And now look at the word really pops, doesn't it? Right? Whereas before it was more, let's see if I can find you another one. It's a bit more muted, wasn't it? It was kind of harder to see. So now you can really see it. Can't you? It's really cool. It's just a little, my little trick of the day. All right, so let's add this guy, but before we do that, we need some flowers. So we could grab some of those new flowers, or you could grab any flower from your stash. Let's grab this one. I have some here. Actually, since we're in the mood of grabbing our old stash, I'm going to show you, beside my desk, I keep this little milk, what do you call them, like milk, vintage milk container. It's so cute. And I throw all my little old flowers or things that are leftover little pieces from a package, like, you know, like there's one flower left in a package, I'll throw it in here, or something I've ripped apart, or, you know, see these kind of fell apart from something. It just kind of goes in here. So, and I have it handy, and I find that when I'm creating a project really fast or something, this is super handy to have as well. And it doesn't have its own packaging, so it's kind of perfect, you know? So that's what I recommend, just a little trick that I use in creating something fast and easy, like tags like this, okay? Just a little something I thought I'd share with you, my little sorting ideas. And this is just a flower that was in there. So I don't want to cover too much of this because it's really cool, but I want to cover some of it because it needs a little flower or something like that. And it's okay if the tag is hanging over. That's really cool, actually. So just like that. I love that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we're going to add this little flower on there. And it's kind of a messed up flower, which is why it was in the bin, right? So it's kind of messed up. Those are the best kind, I tell ya. Messed up flowers are the best for all these projects. Actually, I don't know why I put any on there because I should be putting some right here. There. Just like that. So move it around, get it nice and propped on there. Just like so. Yeah, it's really cool. Okay. And then just add this little guy on there. Just like that. Okay, how cute is that? Seriously, right? Let me clean my hands because I have got so much glue on my hands at the moment that it is really hindering me from doing anything but sticking to things, okay? So that's the little tag. It's really nice and fast and easy. I mean, I did it slow because I had to show you all the steps, right? And the cool thing is that if you wanted to match a little bit of that black up here so that's nice and dark, all you would need to do is just take a little bit of that chalkboard paint that I used earlier, right? Or you could just take black, black ink, right? Like the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and distress some of the edges. But it would actually be really cool to create some fun. Look at that. That's kind of fun, right? With the brush strokes. So have a kind of a crappy brush and create some really cool. But see, now the black kind of goes with the black, right? Which sometimes is all that's missing, is it's just a little balance. Just adding fun edges, that's all. And you could even add just a bit to the white, just for fun. Makes it a bit more unison. Flowers can have a black edge. It's chalkboard paint, so it's nice and matte. It's not going to dry really dark or really shiny, so that's exactly what you want. All right, so that's one fun tag, isn't it? Coolio. Coolio tag. Should we do one more? Of course. So let's do one more, just for fun. A little bit maybe of a different technique. I'm going to show you how to do something like this with this fun stuff. So just give me a moment. Let's grab this guy right here. Okay. Move our flowers off to our little container that we had earlier. And what I did with this one, I added a little bit of super heavy gesso. So let me grab super heavy gesso. Just right, or you can do white acrylic paint, but I do like the super heavy gesso. And I have it in the giant tub for myself because I go through it so much. This one's brand new, so let me open it up. Beauty. So beautiful. It's like yumminess in a bottle. That's what it is. And what I'm going to grab, it's so thick. It's like, I want to show you, it's like so thick. Okay, do you see that? It's not fluid at all. Like I can tip the jar. It's not fluid. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to almost create this really fun texture on the tag. Okay, and I'm just going to do it in a diagonal across the tag. And the brush will create that beautiful effect. You could also take this guy and dip it in and create fun texture by lifting. And can you guys see the texture that happens there? Cool, huh? Just like that. That's the super heavy gesso for you, and it's really nice and sticky and yummy. Okay, so just like that, I'm going to close this up. Don't want that to dry out. And before I go ahead and dry it, I'm actually going to add something new that I'm about to add to the store tonight as well, is the brand new glass glitter from Prima. It's gorgeous. You know, the German glass glitter? That's what this is. Oh, so super exciting. I'm not a big fan of like glitter because it gets everywhere, whereas this is glass, right? So it's not the type of glitter that sticks to your fingers, right? Otherwise, right now I lifted my hands and I would have glitter everywhere. This is glass, so it's a little bit different. So it doesn't get everywhere. So you're not going to end up wearing it, which is a big plus, let me tell you. And I just take a piece of paper, okay? And you don't have to go crazy with it. You know, the other fun thing that you can add is, you know, have you seen those Mica Flakes? Those are great too. And I know Stupendous has these as well in different colors, so those are fabulous as well. Let's go ahead and add this glitter. And I don't want it everywhere, like I said. I just want a bit to give this card a bit of shine. Gold is in right now, isn't it? This can also add as a glue, but I still want that white to show. Check out that gorgeousness. That glass is so chunky and so beautiful. It gives it a bit of texture. Okay. just like so. See how little glitter I have in here? Usually glitter would stick to that whole page, but I can actually go ahead and I don't have anything left on my page. So that's how you know that this is not that crazy other glitter, okay? So there's that. Let me dry this up really quick. No, it doesn't. It does not cut your fingers. And so I get really close, so some of the bubbling starts to happen too. So I'm not sure if this picks it up, but what's great about, let's see, the gesso is that you can see the gesso now and the glass glitter in texture if you were looking at this card in person. So that's why I use the gesso and not necessarily a gel medium, all right, for this. So now we have a little bit of a background right there. And on this card, I used the Mica Flakes, okay? So it's just something a little bit different, but you know, it doesn't really matter what you use, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the gesso that's left in my brush, and I'm just going to brush just a little bit because I'm going to add a little bit of ink here in just a moment. It's not going to cover it up. It'll just mute it just a little bit. All right, just like so. You can still see the script, right? Even though I added some gesso. Not a problem. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some fun twine. And I know all of you have this at home. If you don't, I'm going to say that you're, if you say you don't, I'm going to say you're lying. Where did I put it? Where's all my twine? See, now I can't even find it. I have my box sitting right here for Live with Prima tomorrow. Oh, it's in front of my face. It's in front of my face, but where's the white? Do I have white? I have orange in here. I was going to grab some twine. That's really what I'm looking for. But I must have, again, misplaced it, probably with the Heidi Swapp things that I had. So let's use something else. And I'm going to shut this door so that we don't have to hear the jet going, which is my furnace that just turned on because it's bloody cold. Oh, look it's right in front of me. Oh my word. I was going to use this one, which I actually kind of like. So this is also just some hemp cord. So you can just go ahead and use some hemp cord if you have some, or twine. Either one works. Okay. So this one is giving me a bit of a grief. Not sure what it's doing. Cord, twine, whatever you got. Use your stash, people, okay? I am a big believer in that. Okay. Just like that. So we can just add that about right there. Let's add a little bit of this guy right there. And this dries totally clear. It is a clear glue anyhow, so I don't really care if you can see it at first. You can also add gel medium to it. All right, it can be a bit goofy, but it really works. And I'm not doing any glue right there. I just want it to sit like so, and you can really manipulate it the way you want it to be. And then I'm going to take my chipboard, which I had grabbed earlier and I had shown you. And it, you know, it went somewhere. It decided to go over here. This is kind of what happens when you're creating with so much stuff that's all around you. Is some more chipboard pieces, right? And this kind of has that same brownie tone, and I think I might just want to keep it that way So we're gonna, you know, do it on this side because you can still see the glitter through it. I don't know, should we do it white? I don't know. Oh, I know. We could use some of the double scoop champagne gelato. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, it's yummy. I don't know if you guys actually will be able to see it. It just gives it a little bit of a shine because it's already kind of brown, but it gives it a beautiful little shine. So now it's nice and gold. Probably can't see it, but it's beautiful. So this is the champagne color. Okay, so now we can add that right on there. Okay, and there we go, just like that. It's gonna go about right there, and maybe we'll put a little bit on the top here and right there. Just gonna press it down for a moment. Any questions so far? You guys are cute. You're sick of summer? You're crazy. You are crazy. I wish I had summer year round, seriously. Oh my goodness. I wish. I wish, I wish. Seriously. And what else did I use on here? I used a little bit of a feather. This was chipboard feather, but I think this is another one that I keep. This is my extra little ones that I keep beside my other flowers, my flower box there. So these are some more extra pieces that never made it to the big boxes. So they're right here. This is a cool one, but it's really big. And it's heavy. I don't want to use it. It's kind of like it too much. There's this guy. He's kind of cute. He could go on there. He's adorable. Let's use that. And see, there's like gears and stuff in here. These are fun. So I bet you guys all have these kind, don't you? So all these little junkies. They're just way too much fun to dig through. I think half the fun is digging through them. Look at that, would be kind of cute too. I don't know. It could be like the hand of a. We could do the feather as the hand and the little guy. That's kind of adorable. I don't know. It's just fun. It's all about playing. Oh, let's do this guy. This guy's fun too. And I sometimes I don't like the words, so I scratch them out. That one's kind of fun. I like that. I don't even know if we need the feather or not. We need a flower for sure. Let's grab a flower. Leave the feather. Let's leave that feather. Who needs a feather? This is half the fun of creating these tags. It's just playing, right? So let's find a flower, and again, in our little tiny stash. All right. And if we want to stick to the gold, we could do something like this. This one could be fun, maybe a little bit too yellow. So how about we could do this one because it's a bit more muted. That's fun. Yeah, let's use that one. All right. And what I like to do is maybe rip it up. I don't, you know, like just pull it apart where I'm just using this part because otherwise it's going to cover this whole thing. So let's see if we can rip this puppy up. Sometimes you can. Prima Flowers are good that way. Not always. It depends how much glue they put on there. But I'm pretty good at breaking them up. Yep, look at that. Easy peasy. That was pretty good, right? So now you have two flowers. Love that. Love that little technique. So we can actually glue him right there and have this guy kind of come out right here or something. Okay, or even right there. Yep, that's perfect. But let's scratch this guy up because it says sweet and I'm not a fan of the word it says. So all you need to do is just scratch him up. Just like that. Ta-da! No more words, right? How cool is that? And what you can do, which I'm going to show you here in just a moment. So if we want this puppy to really pop, which I'm going to show you right now, is we're going to take our eye inks, Okay, or you can take alcohol ink. So let's take, just to show you the difference, I'm going to take alcohol ink just for fun. Okay, I'm going to add that right onto there. And now he's going to be more like a light bulb. Okay, see how cool that is? It just kind of popped. Okay, just like that. And then we can add our little flower. So I just got a text asking where I got those fabulous boxes. No idea. I don't know. I can't even tell you because I don't remember. I've got them so long ago. I don't know. I'm sorry, ladies. Some vintage store, I'm sure. This light bulb is a Prima junkyard finding. Yep, it's in the store as well. And if there's none left, there's some coming next week anyway. I love them. I use them so much that we have lots in the stores. Okay. Just like that. And you can either use alcohol inks or you can also take your eyes inks to do this technique. So let's do it with alcohol ink just for fun. All right, and what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of water, just a tiny bit. And then I take my alcohol ink, and this is, what color is this? Butterscotch. One of my favorites. And eyes inks will kind of do that same effect. Okay, just adds a bit of vintage yumminess to it. How cool is that? And then you want to do that the other way as well, right? Because you need balance. Okay. Just like that. How gorgeous is that? And on top of the mica or on top of the glitter, it's just so beautiful. Beautiful, right? And you could add a little bit to the flower if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And then last but not least, I would ink up the edges maybe just a tiny bit. So you could take, let's see, vintage photo or something. I don't know, gathered twigs. Where's vintage photo? Walnut. I'm trying to look behind the computer screen here, so it's hard for me to see. Brushed corduroy. Let's see here. Tea dye would work. And I'm just going to take it like this for fun. But just give it a nice distressed look to get the edges a bit. Okay. Just gives it a little something. Alright. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now, I am a big fan of black, and because there's already black writing on there, I know I can get away with adding a little bit of black. So you guys already know what I'm about to do. I'm going to cover my flower. I'm going to take my favorite ink, and you don't necessarily always need to use the fan brush technique that I always do, but you can certainly, we'll just put a little bit of a barrier here. You can just use this guy, but the fan brush does work quite well, and it creates a nice splatter effect. And I do have one in water right here, so I may as well just use it. And we're just gonna put that right in there, stick it in, take it out, and then tip up, and then give it a bit of a splatter. Look how gorgeous that is all of a sudden. Right? And we'll cover the flower again and just do a bit right there. Perfect. Love. And it almost needs a bit right there, doesn't it? There we go. Fabulous. Just like that. And it almost just finishes it off, and I'm going to dry it up. Beauty, beauty, beauty. So that, my friends, is another tag. Oh, look at this, is the alcohol ink in the back, but it's totally dry. It looks really cool, doesn't it? So that is 2 fabulous tags, right? Using the same techniques as these tags, right? But just a totally different look that you can get, you know, creating these tags. Don't you just love them? They are just so much fun. So that's the show for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but for those watching, be sure to check out www.limorweber.com for all the info that you saw tonight. Okay, good night.